Empire was different to the kind of slavery that was here in the U.S. and in the colonies and the broadly like the Atlantic slave trade. And I think that that slavery in Africa today and in the Middle East today is different to both.
I think it's worse.
Maybe.
Worse there.
I don't know.
I think it was probably worse in the Middle East a while back.
Slavery?
Yeah.
Well, there's still slavery in the Middle East.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you go back 1,000 years or whatever
Supplies
with like
are
the
good.
jihad and all
I'm
that
a
stuff,
happy
it was
man.
probably substantially worse.
Good stuff.
They probably
Yes,
just, you're a slave and you work till you die. Things like that.
That was true in Greece, too.
You'll notice in Judeo-Christian civilization there is no slavery anymore.
Well, I mean, that was one of the British, when the British ended slavery.
William
globally,
Wilberforce.
They were the first society to end slavery.
Yeah. And it was William Wilberforce who led decades-long campaign to end slavery inside the British Empire. He is one of the greatest figures ever in British history.
And as much as considering the fact that the West gets so much hell from itself, from other people in the West, they ignore the fact that no other society ever ended slavery. Like
Notice
British and the British and Western, they're the only society that ever ended slavery. And they didn't just end it in one country; they ended it basically throughout the whole British Empire, which was almost the whole world.
Of their own volition, paid out significant sums of money over the course of years to actually end the process. Pretty amazing. It also saved. I mean, you think about how the British did it versus us, because we refused to actually address it and confront it. There were some very bad calculations made at the turn of the 19th century in which they thought it would die of its own volition. It did not. Cotton gin, all that other stuff that continued it on. British Empire ended of its own volition. No massive bloodshed.
Mm-hmm.
We did not. Massive bloodshed. And then we finally got it right, obviously, in 1865, but still.
Yep. More people died in one battle in the Civil War than died in the whole Vietnam War. In the whole Vietnam War. More Americans, I'm sorry.
Which
Antietam?
battle? Antietam.
Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, yeah.
Gettysburg.
Antietam, I think, was the bloodiest day in U.S. history, and the bloodiest battle was Gettysburg.
Because it lasted for more than
3 days.
3 days, yeah.
54,000 people.
Antietam,
It's wild.
That
The
is a great
South could
deal
have
of
won,
people.
unlike
Yeah.
at the first battle.
Yeah.
Battle of Bull Run. They could have just walked into D.C. and it was over. But the South was like, no, we don't want war. We just want them to leave us alone.
Yeah, leave us alone.
And the North was like, nah.
and then the
That's always
manufacturing
the
and
way.
manpower
Yeah.
just eventually crushed them.
Yep, they had better weapons. They had breech loading rifles, and the South was still using muskets in Gettysburg. I watched this really cool documentary because Gettysburg's right here. It's like a 40-minute drive.
Antietam's right here.
Yeah, Antietam's down the street.
Yeah. Which is a really
Actually,
cool battlefield.
You can't
You
walk.
should
10
go
feet.
there September 17th. That's the anniversary of it.
We found a
Oh,
rusty bayonet on this property. Actually,
Oh, wow.
like if you take a metal detector on this property, you're gonna find Civil War stuff.
So September 17th is the anniversary of Antietam. It's also Constitution Day. But if you go to Antietam on the anniversary, they have park